All right. All right. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. Let me get this started. All right. Hey, everybody. Jeff here. Hope everybody's having a great day. All right. So, like I promised everybody, we're going to get the sunflowers into the ground. I'm going to switch the camera around. So, we have to go a ½ inch deep with the sunflowers. These are the mama sunflowers. These are the giant sunflowers we're going to do first, okay? After the sunflowers, then we're going to do corn, just like I promised. I'll put the tilling. It was boring, but I'll put it on here later. But I went ahead and tilled a couple more times because I put the sunflowers on the outside so they get really big, and I think my neighbors like them, and they're really pretty. So they'll get bigger than the corn. They'll get these particular ones will get about 12 feet, okay? So here's the one. These are part of them. This is a mixture, but these are the mammoth ones, okay? And so these are the mammoth, and I'll tell you exactly what it says on there. It says mammoth gray striped sunflowers, okay? So these are the ones you see. I have a couple others that I will be putting out here later. They should give about 18 feet, 19 feet. I don't know if I'm going to get them that tall this year or not, but I'm going to try. So these will get between 9 and 12 feet, which is good. It'll take 90 to 100 days. We go ½ inch down with them, and then 12 to 18 inches apart. So I got my tape measure out, as you can see. Okay, so 12 to 18 inches apart. We'll get that all taken care of. Okay, and so once we get that in, I'll go through there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a small trench, okay? And I'm going to actually use my spade hoe, which, as you can see, comes to a point, okay? And I've been using that for a long time. So let's go ahead and get started. I know some of you get bored. As I'm doing this, let me know where you're from. Let me know who you are as you're coming on, okay? And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way down to the railroad tie all the way at the end. You'll see here in just a second there's a railroad tie all the way at the end. And then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to put one seed in at a time, okay? And then we're going to do corn. And each time, I think on my tiller row, because I think I'm going to go by the size of my tiller now on my row sizes this year. That way I get a little bit more spacing in. Hopefully I'll get a little bit better turnout, even though I've had great harvests the last few years. But the whole idea is to keep, trying different things, to constantly rotate your crops and stuff like that. I also have a couple tomatoes I need to plant today because they've just been inside too long. They're ready to go, otherwise they're going to die. So we're going to do this. It's a little chilly out today. Flipping the camera now. All right, so as you can see here, my brick is going to measure. My brick is where everything's going to be at the measure, and then I'm going to go down there. So while you guys are watching me, oops, hold on, I got to readjust my leg there. There we go, I think. Hold on. All right, so there we are. If you guys can see it, we're going to go straight down that row right there. And hopefully, with some luck, then, like I said, we're going to come in and put these in there now. All right, let's see if I can get these in the right spacing. Because I have to measure when I come back. All right, so I put my brick right there on that one. I'm going to keep it. So I want to be a little bit. So we're going to go right about here. Okay. Remember, it's only a ½ inch, so I don't really have to go too deep with this one. But I do want to stay somewhat close to the fence, but not too close to the fence where it gets tied up in the fence. is now we're going to put the sunflowers in. Okay. So first, like you said, 12 to 18, I get that. I've been doing this for a while now. Okay. So if I put the first one in, like I said, the bricks are going to measure where I'm at. So, but as you can see, ½ inch. It's going to be a little deeper than that. I learned from experience with that. So what I'm going to do is every fourth one I'm going to put a giant. Give me a second here. Now, I have to do this fast because the squirrels see me doing this. I think I'm okay. I'm doing this now so I can do them all the right way. But understand that I've got some squirrels that are watching every single thing I do right now. Okay? So there's a seed right there. So the first seed went down. Okay? The first seed's down. I'll make sure everything's still on here. Everybody okay? Alright, so the first seed's down. Now, it said about 11 to 12 apart. See, I don't like going that wide. Well, so that's why we're going to do these in between. And every so often we'll put a giant mammoth. Because, so, one minute there. So all I do like this is I'm come back here like that. And yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep taking my tape measure and I'm going to go up here on my knees and I'm going to plane each one just like this. Y'all can laugh at me. That's fine. I don't mind. I laugh at myself on everything I do. But the whole point, you know, so problem is I'm going to have more than, so what's going to happen is there's probably going to be a couple. These are just regular sunflowers. So these, one depth, 1 inch, 1 inch deep space. I mean, it's a 6-inch gap between these, okay? So these get a 6-inch gap. So I was kind of right on that, I guess. So you can plant these a little bit closer together. Because these are not going to be as tall. So if you do 6-inch, that's a 6-inch right there. Have it in the ground. And since I got 12 up already, you know, the whole idea is, alright, so just put him in there, so 1, 6, 12. Technically I could go up and take the whole measure, but the measure's not that long and I left my 100-foot inside. God, I probably should bring my 100-foot out. Technically, I know how to do these. I can go ahead and space these out my way of doing it. So, get it. sunflowers. So I think I'll do one more row of sunflowers. I think I got room for one more row. So let me do one more row of sunflowers. So we got that, but I got room for one more row. Might as well, right? Okay, one more row of sunflowers. I like sunflowers. They're pretty, and they get really big. So, but I got to, yeah. Let me get a brick. Alright, we're going to do one more row. And since I try to keep them apart, alright, so the next row is pretty simple, and then the rest is going to be corn, so. Alright, let me pull this over here. Alright, so there we go there. I know you guys are like, what, this is boring. It is. I like it though, this is what I do. So we're going to make another row of, for sunflowers, okay? And I'll probably put all the mamas down first, and then I will follow up with the others, and then I will go ahead and I will seal it all. And that should be pretty simple. So, my tape measure. So I gotta do one more row. And since I'm doing one more row, alright, here we go. If I knock the dirt in the other side, that's not a big deal. It's getting covered anyway. Like I said, you don't want to go too deep with the sunflowers. But on the other hand, if birds are sitting there watching me, you know they're wanting to get a hold of it. Alright. First one right there. Alright. These are going to be a couple of giants. So, I got that part done. Now I'm gonna seal that over. So far the birds are scared of me still. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and seal it over. So we're gonna take my rake here. Okay, we're gonna seal it over. I know there's a lot of go. Sunflowers are now in.